But both teams, I thought down the stretch, each team, both teams made plays. Guys stepped up and made big plays, and obviously Richard's three was the last big play made in the game, so you got to give them credit. I thought LeBron throughout the game was amazing for us. Offensively, he was terrific. He did exactly what we asked him to do in terms of attacking the rim, and other guys fed off of him. But he had an amazing 41 minutes and 14 seconds. I thought, excuse me, for those guys, I thought obviously Dwight was very good on the low post. Richard shot the ball well from the perimeter. But Michael Petrus did a nice job coming off the bench and knocking down some shots. He hit a couple of tough shots tonight that we felt like we wanted him to take, as opposed to catch and shoot threes in the corner. I thought in the second half, our defensive transition wasn't as good as it was in the first half. That opened up the game a little bit for them, and then also. Obviously, in the pick and roll game, they got going some. And on the flip side, offensively, in the second half, we were a little bit more stagnant than we were in the first half. The ball wasn't moving from side to side like it was in the first half. And we didn't get the throw aheads for some easy looks in that second half like we did in the first half. But, it's why this is a series. A series is not won nor lost after one game. I have confidence in our guys. I trust our guys, and we'll be ready for game 2 when it comes around.
Mike, down here in the front, you mentioned in the second half both the defensive transitions not being as crisp, but also the offense getting stagnant. Why do you think that is, and could that be related? I know the rust and the layoff and all that's kind of an overworked question, but is there a mental fatigue maybe, as much as physical, that just not having played so recently can contribute to?
No, we had a layoff after the first round, and we faced the same thing. So I don't look at it as that layoff being affecting us and affecting us offensively or defensively. You got to give Orlando credit; they did a nice job staying in the game and making a run there at the end. We know we can do a better job offensively of getting the ball from one side of the floor to the other, or driving their defense, especially when their defense is set, and that's what we have to do. But it didn't have anything to do with the layoff.
Mike, down front, last 2 possessions, their possession with Richard, he gets the 3. Defensively, with Dwight out, were you thinking they were probably going to go for the 3 and not want to go to overtime? And then you end up taking a 3 when you only needed a 2 on that last possession. Can you just go through those?
Yeah, well, they didn't. Their play wasn't designed to get a 3 because what happened, Richard caught the ball on the wing and drove it. I think the first time, I got to go back and watch the tape, but he drove it the first time, and we did a pretty good job of reacting to it. And what he did was he made a hell of a play, popped it back out to the wing, and he caught Andy in an isolation. And Andy, in terms of isolation, Andy's he did a nice job on him all night. But Richard was in a little bit of rhythm, and he ended up raising up and knocking down a tough shot. But on the flip side for us, Bron drove the basketball. They ran Gortat at him. They shrunk on him. We had our shooters in the game, and that was the right basketball play. He did not. I had not seen the last play, but just thinking back on it, he didn't have the shot because they ran somebody at him. Plus, they shrunk the floor, so he kicked it to Mo, who had a guy closing on him. He swung it to Delonte, and Delonte was wide open. Delonte's look was, 10 times better than Richard's look at that point. And that's something that you live with because I believe in all of our guys, especially shooting an uncontested 3 at any given time.
Mike, back here in the back. Joe Kepner, WFTV. Stan Van Gundy was pretty down on himself right before you came in here, saying he didn't think he did a very good coaching job, but obviously his team made the adjustments. How do you feel about the job he did, and how much credit or blame do you think the coaching gets in tonight's game?
I mean, you know, Stan's a good coach. I don't know how good or bad he did tonight. I mean, he would probably be the best evaluator of that, just like I would too. I know obviously there are things that I can do better to help put our team in a better situation in order to win. And that's part of going back and watching the game tape and making adjustments or cleaning up areas that you didn't do well in. But in terms of what he said in terms of him being a bad or good coach or being down, I mean, you know, that's his call. I know I have to worry about myself and what we're going to do for practice tomorrow and then getting ready for the next game.
Mike, LeBron had some trouble getting off the court. What's wrong with him and how is he?
Just now, I don't know. I didn't. Nobody told me anything.
He was cramping. Just wanted to see if you knew what was going on with him.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know he was cramping, if he was cramping, or if there is something wrong. Yeah.
Mike, 55% they shot from the field. What is it that you need to do better defensively? Because they've done that before to you, and they
Right.
continued to do it tonight here in game one.
Well, we have to do a better job of getting to their shooters. In their pick and roll game, they had a stretch in that second half when they were very good, and they got some looks in their pick and pop. And then obviously Dwight was a monster in that low post tonight. So the combination of them playing the pick and roll game and executing very well in the pick and roll game, and Dwight on the low post hurt us. With the transition thing going on to a certain degree, so we have to go back and watch the tape and figure out what we want to do.
Coach, can you talk about the decision to sit LeBron at the start of the fourth? I mean, there's a couple of games earlier in the postseason where he started the fourth on the floor. Is there anything to that?
You know what? We felt he needed a blow, and that's normally when he comes out. At times, we'll keep him in. If we feel that he can go the whole 24, at times he'll ask to stay in. And at that particular time, I just felt that he needed a blow. So I wanted to see if I can give him that rest during the break, plus 2 to 4 minutes, so he'd be able to finish out the last 8 to 10 minutes after a nice little rest.
Mike, you started LeBron on Rafer. What was
Right.
you thinking with that strategy? And then you went away from it. Why'd you go away from it?
Well, we went away from it because we felt that they were hurting us in the pick and roll situation, pick and pop situation with Turkoglu and Richard, and so we put Bron back when we put Bron on Turkoglu, and we just said, hey, we're gonna switch those pick and rolls between Richard and Turkoglu and see if we can take them out of that. And we did do that, and then they started playing ball screen with Turkoglu and Dwight. And a few plays that they took advantages of us in that area before we figured it out. And then that's when we made our little bit of a run at the end of the game, took the lead, and Richard hit the big three. So. We can't give them the same diet the entire night. We're going to have to change up because they're too good of a team, and they'll be able to get a rhythm and pick up on some things. And so we felt we needed to change that up.
Now, why what was the thinking with starting LeBron on Rafer?
We wanted Bron. We knew Rayford likes to drive the basketball. We just felt that with Bron's length, he would have some effect, hopefully, on him driving the ball, and then Bron's a very good quote unquote free safety, and we felt that he could help out some in certain situations because those are the two main guys obviously that they go to in pick and roll. And Turkoglu is really deadly. If he gets to a point where he's able to turn the corner and go downhill, he can really impact the game. And so we just felt with Bron's length, he would be able to help some on the backside.